Usikiapo sauti ya Bwana, itika tu. Akikutuma uende shambani, ondoka tu. Usikiapo sauti ya Bwana, itika tu. Akikutuma uende shambani, ondoka tu. Sema ndiyo, niko tayari kuyatimiza mapenzi yako. Niko tayari, nipeleke ujumbe. Niko tayari.
Welcome to the life and journey of Most Reverend Maurice Muhatia, Makumba, Archbishop-elect of the Archdiocese of Kisumu. Bishop Muhatia was born on 19th May 1968 in Liranda Village, Shibui Parish, in the Catholic Diocese of Kakamega. His parents were Harun Bandi Makumba and Rita Mwihali of happy memories. He is the sixth born in a family of 7, namely Protas, Christopher, Beatrice, Jonah, Sister Adelaide, Bishop Maurice, and Patrick. He went to school at Liranda Primary School and St. Charles Luanga Mukumu Secondary School. As a young boy, Maurice was greatly influenced by the mother, Mama Rita, and the way of life of the priests in his parish, as he narrates.
I had always had the desire to become a priest. And this desire to become a priest, I can say, was already planted in me by the faith of my mother. My mother was a Catholic. My father was not a Catholic, but he was a Christian. So most of my Catholic background I received from my mother. She's the one who emphasized that we go to church, we go and learn catechism. And after catechism, I became an altar boy in our parish, Shibuye, St. Joseph's, the Workers' Parish. It is there I first encountered the priests who are missionaries, Mill Hill missionaries, and I was interested in serving Mass. So I became an altar boy, and I was very, very impressed by the way I saw the priests behaving themselves, the way they were vesting before Mass, and so on and so forth. So they grew inside me the desire also to be like them.
Akikutuma uende shambani, ondoka tu. Sema ndiyo, niko tayari.
After secondary education, he joined St. Mary's Molo Major Seminary, where he studied spirituality and introduction to seminary life. He studied philosophy at St. Augustine's Major Seminary and theology at St. Thomas Aquinas Senior Seminary, Nairobi. In 1993, he was ordained deacon by Right Reverend Raphael Ndingi Mwana Ndeki, by then Bishop of Nakuru, as he recalls.
93, in the month of May, on the 7th of May, we were ordained deacons in St. Thomas Aquinas Seminary. And as history would have it, the person who ordained to me as a deacon in St. Thomas Aquinas Seminary was the late Archbishop Emeritus of Nairobi, Raphael Ndingi Mwana Nzeki, who later on I would become his second successor in Nakuru. So we completed our studies in St. Thomas Aquinas and we went back.
After ordination, he worked at St. Joseph's Parish, Kakamega, as assistant priest, vice rector at St. Peter's Seminary, Mukumu. He recalls his experience with the young ones at St. Peter's Seminary, Mukumu.
I had a very nice experience in St. Peter's Seminary, working among the young people, the young seminarians, playing football with them on almost a daily basis, going to the farm with them, doing manual work with them, very many things. And the enjoyable part about it is that working with them, interacting with them, they keep you very young, and you also come to learn so many things from them. So they were very beautiful years and experience I will never forget in my life as a priest. The experience of those years I spent in St. Peter's Minor Seminary. Some of the students whom I taught at that particular time, by the grace of God today, are already priests.
In 1998, he was sent for specialized studies in Rome in the Pontifical University of the Holy Cross to study philosophy as a specialty that impressed him most, as he narrated.
Philosophy. So I proceeded to Rome in the month of August. I was in Rome the last few days of August and the entire month of September, following a course in Italian. Because without Italian, it's very difficult to do studies in Italy because almost all courses are done in Italian. So you normally have an intensive course at the beginning. I'd had a crash course while here in Kenya, but still, when you're living away from the place where the language is spoken, you don't grasp it very well. So the 1 month intensive course in Italian in Italy did us a lot of good. We did not yet grasp everything, but we almost had sufficient knowledge of the language to begin studies formally in the month of October of 1998. So I began my specialization in philosophy in 1998, and it lasted 2 years, 98, 99, 99, 2000. And in 2000, October, I had completed my specialization in philosophy with a master's degree or a licentiate in philosophy.
Upon his return from Rome, he was appointed in St. Augustine Senior Seminary Mabanga as formator, lecturer, and dean of students. From Mabanga, he was appointed to St. Matthias Mulumba Senior Seminary Tindinyo as rector, after which he was appointed to St. Thomas Aquinas Senior Seminary Nairobi as rector, an experience he recalls with a lot of gratitude.
From 2002, July, I proceeded to St. Augustine Senior Seminary, now in my second capacity, not as a student anymore, but this time round as a lecturer, as a formator, and I was appointed there as the Dean of Students. We had a very nice community in St. Augustine Senior Seminary of Priests, and again, I thoroughly enjoyed my years in St. Augustine with the seminarians. Again, what I had begun doing the minor seminarians in St. Peter's Seminary, continued in St. Augustine Senior Seminary, playing football with them, going to work with them, going to harvest maize, sugarcane, and so on and so forth, apart from the normal classwork, because the formation of a seminary in the seminary is not just about academic, it's about the formation of the whole person and the assessment of the whole person and their suitability for the priesthood.
He was appointed Bishop of Nakuru on the 19th December 2009. In 2010, he was consecrated and installed as Bishop of Nakuru. He has been in Nakuru for 12 years as he narrates his pastoral experience in the Catholic Diocese of Nakuru.
I have been in Nakuru up to now for just over 12 years. 12 years and a few weeks. 12 years and a few weeks full of full of full of life, full of experiences. 12 years full of joy, 12 years full of challenges in pastoral work, in administration, in management, and so on. I've encountered many people. I have gone to every corner of the diocese. Actually, I know Nakuru more than I know my own home diocese, because there are certain places of my home diocese where I have not been. But I have gone to the farthest point of the diocese, stretching all the way from Mayu on this one side up to Orotu on the other side, where we border with the Turukana. I've had a very nice experience with the priests of the Diocese of Nakuru. Very good people, very understanding people, very loyal people to the faith, and people who understand what actually the universality of the church is all about. I have had a very nice experience as well with the religious, both the brothers and the sisters in the diocese, and we had quite a good collaboration between us and them, and good collaboration between them and the priests in the diocese. And life has been very sweet, very nice because of this close collaboration of these principal collaborators of mine in the diocese.
The most touching experience is in the area of Baringo, which stands out with special challenges that attracted his attention.
For instance, in the area of Baringo, in particular East Pokot, Bishop started an initiative of education, East Pokot Education Initiative, where he has helped a lot of young people to have access to education, because this is an area that is well known for tribal conflicts and clashes. And Bishop has believed that the only way to transform and change the lives of these people is by giving them education, of which he has done it very well, whereby he has organized fundraisers every year. We gather in one of the parishes of East Pokot to collect funds to help educate our young boys and girls in that region.
In his tenure in Nakuru, Bishop Muhatia has witnessed the diocese grow in greater heights of self-reliance.
When I came to the Diocese of Nakuru in the year 2010, on the 27th of February, when I was consecrated in the ASK showground, already the spirit of self-reliance had been nurtured in the people by my two predecessors, Archbishop Raphael Ndingi Mwananzeki and Archbishop Peter Akairo. So mine was actually to pick up from there. By the time I came in 2010, we were raising up to about 14 million shillings for the development of the diocese, which was a lot of money at that particular time already, because already you could see the church is moving towards self-reliance. And then with a bit of more conversation with the people, all the priests, all the religious, all the laity, the leaders from various parishes, we came to an agreement, and we agreed that we were doing a lot already, but we needed to up our game in terms of the support of the diocese and in self-reliance. So what used to be called Self-Reliance Initiative Day was transformed into the celebration of the life of the family of the people of Nakuru. It became a family day. And we all agreed we have a set date in the year, in the month of September. Actually, the first Saturday of September every year is the day we celebrate our life as the family of the people of God in the Diocese of Nakuru. And in celebrating with gratitude what God has done for us and to us in the diocese, to our families, to our parishes, the people also at the same time make a contribution to support their diocese. And this has come to be referred to as Family Day contributions. And from a contribution of about 14 million in 2010 and then 2011, in 2012, because of further efforts to involve the people more, especially in their sense of ownership of the diocese, that year in 2012, we were able to raise 46 million shillings from 14 million shillings. And from that moment on, that amount of money has never gone down. Today, the Family Day contribution in the Diocese of Nakuru ranges between 65 and 80 million every year. And this is money which the faithful give, that it may be used for the support of the bishop's office, the entire secretariat, and for the development of the diocese. So these are the two main votes that are dependent on the Family Day contribution. Support the secretariat, the curia of the diocese, by a certain percentage, another percentage to go to development. And because of this consistency in the contribution by the people of God in Nakuru, we're able to plan. We plan for the sustainability of the diocese by investing in some projects that will help the diocese in the future. Our first focus at the very beginning was to focus on the issue of the retirement of the clergy. And for us to um, invest for the retirement of the clergy after discussion, we decided we put up a building which will serve like a business center, and the proceeds of which will create a fund that will go towards supporting the clergy in their retirement. That is how we constructed what we today call the Assumption Center, which is in town close to our diocesan offices. So we can say actually the Assumption Center is the retirement package for the priests of Nakuru. You want to create a fund. Out of the fund, we will be supporting them. The second reason why we built the Assumption Center was to create an education fund for needy children. I realized in the diocese we have quite a number of needy children who are very gifted, but because they have no money, they cannot go to school. So it's our desire to create a fund that will also partially go to supporting the children who are needy in the diocese with their education. That was our first project, which we realized in the diocese, and I think we completed it sometime in 2014. After that, we shifted our focus. We shifted our focus to St. Mary's Pastoral Center. Many people know that St. Mary's Pastoral Center is one of the oldest centers in the country. It has served the diocese very well. In fact, during our life as seminarians, it was about the best center in the country. But now those are more than almost 40 years ago. And a lot of work has gone on, development has moved, and the buildings are now beginning to give in. So we made it our project to begin slowly by slowly, gradually changing the face of St. Mary's Pastoral Center. And our first building in St. Mary's Pastoral Center was the Rosa Mystica, which is an accommodation facility of about 50 people in St. Mary's. That facility was completed and it was opened in 2017. And it's a very nice facility. And most of our retreats, most of our programs in the diocese, when we have the general meeting of priests, we do it there. And sometimes we get guests that also pay some money we use for the other activities of evangelization, the pastoral ministry in the diocese. When this particular building was completed, we went to the next stage, next phase of renewing St. Mary's Pastoral Center by putting up a conferencing facility. And 3 years ago, we began slowly the reconstruction of the conferencing facility at St. Mary's Pastoral Center. And today, as we speak, that center is almost 98% complete. It is partially in use, and we hope in the future it will be even of more benefit to the diocese through pastoral activities, spiritual activities, hosting the meetings of the leaders of our people, and also hosting other meetings as the need may be. When we were in the process of doing this particular project, we now came to a project that has been very close to the heart of the priests of Nakuru. That is a retirement home. It is a project which I already found them talking about when I came to the diocese 12 years ago. And I was told even before I came, they'd been talking about it. We need a place for retirement. Well, there was a time when they were in their 30s and they were talking for a house of retirement. It didn't make much sense. But now you can see the sense because the priests are beginning to age slowly by slowly, and some will need a place to rest when they finish their active ministry as priests. So we embarked on the construction of the retirement home in Elementaita. We are grateful to God because the land on which we are putting the retirement home for the clergy today was donated to us by one of our Christians called Joseph Ongera. And may the Lord grant him eternal life, because not many months after he had given us the donation of the land, the Lord called him back to himself. And I know we are not the only ones he has given land. He has given land to very many other people around there. That's the location of St. Mary's Hospital, location of St. Joseph's Hospital. There are many religious communities in the same area. But he gave us this piece of land as his gift from the family for the diocese, the retirement of the clergy. And with this piece of land, we began slowly the construction of St. Joseph's Clergy Home and Spirituality Center. We are envisioning a retirement home that has some activities, allowing the priests, even in their retirement, to continue interacting with with the people in some of the activities. They don't remain secluded in a particular place. So it is both a retirement home for the clergy, but it is also a spirituality center.
On 18th February 2022, Bishop Maurice Muhatia was appointed Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Kisumu by Pope Francis, following the transfer and appointment of Most Reverend Philip Anyolo as the Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi. The entire family of the Catholic Diocese of Nakuru remain thankful to God and to the Bishop for the committed service he has rendered to them, and they continue wishing him well as he moves to Kisumu Archdiocese.
Mimi ninaitwa Ronald Sandro Sunguti, mratibu wa walei jimbo Katoliki la Nakuru, jimbo ambalo limeongozwa na Baba Askofu Maurice Muhatia Makumba kwa muda wa miaka 12. Yeye alipokuja tumefanya kazi naye vizuri na tukaona kuwa katika kazi yake amezingatia sana mambo ya imani, ambapo tangu akuje tukianza na mambo ya imani tumekuwa na parokia zimeongezeka zaidi ya 25. Alafu pia tumekuwa na vikundi vingi zimeanza kufanya kazi vyema, na pia yeye kazi yake nyingi ameifanya katika marginalized areas kama East Pokot, ambapo amempenda sana, na katika kazi yake pia ameongeza kuleta amani katika jimbo, especially upande wa Baringo, na ameanzia kuangalia the lasting solution ya amani, ambapo ni kupeleka watoto shule. Tumeona kuwa watoto wengi amewapeleka shule alipoanzisha fund inaitwa East Pokot Education Fund, yenye makanisa zote zinachangia ili tuweze kufundisha watoto wa East Pokot. Ndiposa wakitoka tunaona kuwa watakuwa hawana sana mambo ya kuangalia kupigana kwa sababu ya mila za asili. Baba Askofu tena amekuwa mzuri sana kwa sababu amekuwa mwenye anaingia katika kila boma la Wakristo, na tumeona kuwa katika kazi yake ile amesaidia Wakristo wengi kugundua kuwa kanisa inaweza kufikia hata mahali penye huko. Amejua Wakristo wote kwa majina, amewajua pia kwenye wanaishi. Wakati tuna mmoja amefiwa ama mmoja ana shida ama ana furaha ama sherehe, mwenyewe sana akiwa nafasi huwa anatembea mpaka kwa maboma za Wakristo wake, na hata mpaka akiwa anatukumbusha kuwa anatujua harufu zetu kwa sababu tumejani na yeye pia. Pia katika kazi yake tangu akuja amerudisha wa mapadri wengi sana shuleni. Saa hizi tukiongea hivi wako zaidi ya 30 wenye wamerudi na wenye wamesomea shahada tofauti. So tumeona kuwa amesema anachukua imani, anaiunganisha na elimu, na pia anaiunganisha na maendeleo ya kikawaida, physical development na pia spiritual development, na hata pia tuna social development. So katika kazi yake amekuwa mtu wa kuguza kanisa hili letu la Nakuru katika nyanja zote za maisha, na ameguza kila mmoja kwa sababu ya kazi yake nzuri. Sisi tulipompokea miaka 12 iliyopita tuliona hatukukuwa sure, kwa sababu tulimuona alikuwa mchanga, alikuwa young, ana nguvu, lakini hatukujua kuwa anaweza fanya kazi kubwa kama yenye amefanya. Anapoondoka saizi akielekea jimbo kuu la Kisumu, tunaona kuwa kama ingekuwa kwa lugha ya kawaida tungesema tumempoteza, kwa sababu tulikuwa tumemzoea na pia kwa kazi alikuwa anaenda vizuri, lakini kwa sababu ya sauti ya kanisa na sauti ya Roho Mtakatifu sisi tunamuombea aende vyema, licha ya kuwa tumemwachilia shingo upande, lakini hatuna la kusema, tumuombea aende vizuri ili aweze kuhudumia wale wa huko pia. Lakini jambo lenye tungependa kuomba ni kuwa tupate mwingine mwenye pia atashikilia kazi vizuri kama hiyo, kwa sababu hata yeye ameunganisha vizuri mapadri, watawa na walei, na wamefanya kazi mzuri sana, yeye mwenyewe akiwa kielelezo. Asante sana, Mungu ambariki.
We want to wish him all the best in his life. All that he has done in this diocese of Nakuru, and the way people have loved him in Nakuru, may the people of Kisumu also experience the same, and may they continue to love him. May he continue to bring more people closer to God in his preaching, in his way of living, which has also been very instrumental in our lives. May he continue to flourish wherever he goes. And we wish him all the best in the Diocese of Kisumu, as we also congratulate him for his elevation as the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Kisumu. We thank him and we wish him all the best in his life. May he continue to pray for us, and we continue to pray for him. We hold him in our prayers day and night, that God may continue to give him more strength to bring more people to himself.
Tunajua ya kwamba ukiwa umeteuliwa kuwa unafanya kazi katika nyumba yake Mwenyezi Mungu, ama kazi yoyote ile, unaweza kutolewa mahali pamoja na ukapelekwa mahali ile nyingine. Kwa hivyo upande mmoja tunafurahia kupelekwa kwake kule Kisumu, maana pia tunaona ameenda kuwa katika ngazi ya juu. Upande ule mwingine pia tuna huzuni, hatuwezi kuwadanganya, tuna huzuni tele, kwa sababu ni mengi ametutendea kama jimbo la Nakuru, na zaidi ya yote kuna mikakati mengi ambayo tumekuwa tumeweka pamoja naye, na hasa sana sisi kama akina mama amekuwa wa upande wetu sana. Katika miradi zetu amekuwa kielelezo kwetu. Katika mikutano zetu za wakina mama, hakuna mkutano tutakuwa naye bila kupata baraka zake kila wakati ambapo tulikuwa tumepangia. Na katika miradi pia amekuwa mstari wa mbele. Kabla hata hatujaanza kuchangia ama kufanya mradi yoyote, Baba Askofu mteule mkuu amekuwa akitembea na kuandamana pamoja nasi. Na akina mama kutembea pamoja nasi, kuna mengine pia mengi ambayo Baba Askofu alikuwa ameanzisha hapa na ilikuwa imeshika kabisa. Ni mtu ambaye hujitolea, na ni mtu ambaye anaenda anajinyenyekesha. Ana ule roho wa utu, kwa sababu tuko na prisons zetu katika Nakuru Diocese karibu 5. Na kila mwaka, hakuna mwaka imepita kabla tujaenda kutembelea wafungwa, na yeye akiwa katika mstari wa mbele, akisema ya kwamba hata wale ni dada na ndugu zetu. Na tumekuwa na huo mradi na tunafurahia sana. Tunaomba tu Mwenyezi Mungu tusimlet down ili tuweze kuiendeleza. Pia ni baba wa kiroho sana. Alipokuja katika jimbo hili, parokia zilikuwa kama 40 ama chini ya 40. Lakini wakati huu ambapo anaondoka, amewezesha parokia zimefika 62. Kumaanisha ya kwamba kiroho alikuwa sawa kabisa. Tunamshukuru, tunamtakia kila laheri, na tunaomba ya kwamba atakayekuja pia tutajumuika pamoja naye ili mambo yake Mwenyezi Mungu yaweze kuendelea mbele, kwa sababu tunajua hakuna pengo popote kanisani, lazima izibwe. Otherwise tutamiss. Hata saa hizi tulikuwa tunakutana tu tujue ataenda vipi, tukimpeana turudi tukilia, wale waende wakicheka, lakini yote ni yake Mwenyezi Mungu, aweze kubarikiwa sana.
Basi tunaomba hata wale wa Kisumu wanapompokea, Wakristo wote tuungane, tuweze kufanya kazi ya kanisa pamoja, tuweze kumpa nguvu, tuweze kumshika shime, na ili kazi ya Mungu iweze kuendelea. Asanteni sana.
Baba, kuna yale unajua umetutendea, kuna yale umetufunza, hatutasahau, tutayakumbuka na kuyatilia maanani. Tukisema pale unaenda Kisumu, ujue si tumekuachilia, si eti tumekuachilia kwa sababu tunayo furaha. Hakika tunao huzuni mingi, lakini tunajua ni kazi na ulikubali kuifanya. Kwa hivyo maombi yetu ni utaenda ukae Kisumu na uweze kufanya kazi vizuri.
Niseme amefanya kazi, si vile tulimuona kijana. Sasa ingine tunamuitanga Luka. amefanya kazi, amepita kiwango ya baba mpaka amefika kiwango ya kuka. Yangu ni kumwombea Mwenyezi Mungu akifika huko, Wakristo wamsaidie mpaka aongeze kazi kushinda ile amefanya hapa. Tuna huzuni lakini ya Mungu mpaka tutii. Kichaguliwa ni sisi, kama sisi tu, mpaka utii. Muongea Mwenyezi Mungu na kuomba Wakristo wa Kisumu, hasa wa mama, wamshike mkono kabisa. Asante.
Nimefurahia sana kufanya kazi na bishop wetu. Tutamisi sana 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 sana, na tungewaomba hawa wa Kisumu nao wakimshika vizuri watafanyiwa kazi kama ile ambayo ametufanyia hapa kwetu. Kwa hivyo tunamtakia kila laheri. Tutammiss lakini hakuna kitu tunaweza sema. Tunamtakia kila laheri.
We continue praying for His Grace Maurice Muhatia Makumba as he begins his apostolate in the Archdiocese of Kisumu, and call upon all to collaborate with him as he witnesses our blessed Lord among God's people. We entrust him to our Blessed Mother Mary, and under the care of St. Teresa of the Child Jesus, patron saint of the Archdiocese of Kisumu.